Hey! Hi there folks, thanks for joining me. Here we are. It's the end of the afternoon. It's 10 to 6, 20th of February. Still a little bit of lingering light out there. Just been out for a lovely walk. Beautiful and sunny out there. But what I'm here to do is we made the casserole body, we made the casserole lid, but now we've got to fit them together. So, without further ado, to do that, what we're going to have to do is come down here on the wheel head, because I need to very lightly skim the casserole base and trim the lid. So, in fact, I've got a couple here to do. Why don't I just swing the camera around just there so you can see them. There they are, one on the banding wheel and one in plastic. Well, the one in plastic is the one we're going to deal with right now. So yeah. So yeah, I kept it under wraps a little bit for this moment in time. It's the only moment you've got, isn't it? This moment in time. What's past is past, and what future hasn't yet come. So, I suppose the present is where the past meets the future, isn't it? So, yeah, what I'm going to need is a trim tool. So, that's that. Well, you can see with this casserole, you can see the lid is obviously going to need trimming, isn't it? So, but in terms of the size, it's actually a pretty good. If anything, it's just a fraction wide. So when we arrive at this moment, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to deal with the lid and how the lid is fitting here. Alright, so we'll just put that to one side. Switch on the wheel. We're just going to pat a bit of water on there and dampen the wheel head, okay? We don't want it swimming, just dampened, you know? Put him there. We're going to just tap center him. Okay, so get him into the center. If you can, tap center him if you know how to do that. If you don't know how to do that, well, learn. If you get so frustrated you can't do that, well, you just have to do it just manually, you know. Okay, so holding down the center of the lid with this hand, bracing across with my thumb here. I'm now going to just take off this edge just a small amount. Okay, so hand resting on the side of the tray, okay? Other hand here, holding down the lid. The thumb bracing across. So you've got that, you see? It gives you rigidity and it will give you confidence, which is what you need, alright, when you starting out trimming. I'm just using the back of my fingernail here just to dress the edge. Okay? So we'll put him back. Yeah, that's good. I don't mind just a little bit of slop there, you know, we don't want it absolutely kind of like engineer's fit, because, you know, in the firing it could actually end up getting stuck in there. So just a little bit of clearance is a good thing. And that's what that's got. That's got a little bit of clearance. So that's good. Okay. So now we've fitted the lid. Okay. I'm now going to turn to the base, and I'm going to ask myself a question. That is the width of the base here okay, or does it need to be just reduced a very little bit? To know the answer to that question, what you need to do is give it a cursory feel, okay, with your meeting your fingers with your to your thumb, and you get a sense of the thickness of clay that you've got there. Okay, so having done that, I can think to myself, well, I can safely take off a little bit there, because I think it would actually improve the casserole if it was slightly narrow in the foot. Okay, so I'm going to just, same thing again, damp the wheel head. Okay, initially when you take water and you put it on the wheel head, okay, it's slippery wet, isn't it? Okay, just hold your hand there with the wheel going around for a little extra time, and it'll take a lot of that sloppy slipperiness away, and it'll begin to look a little drier. All right, around the edge here as well, and then quickly down. Okay, we're going to tap center him. This is a technique which is very useful to learn how to do, but will take a little practice. Now, quite often the bases of pots may raise up a little bit and be higher in the middle than they are at the edges. And if you don't address that problem, you can in fact have a situation where the pot comes out of the kiln when it's finally finished. I'm talking about the glazed firing, and it's still higher in the middle than here. So what happens, you've got a pot that rocks or spins on itself like a top. You don't want that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take your straight edge and you're going to put it across. Alright? Now you could say, well, you don't need to bother about that, Simon, you're going to trim out the base anyway. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, we're not going to trim out the inside of the base. The inside of the base is going to be left like that. This is minimal trimming, okay? Become a minimalist, folks, when it comes to trimming, okay? Most people are trimming addicts. A lot of unnecessary trimming because of sloppy throwing. Tighten up your throwing and your trimming will be that much less. Okay, so I'm just skimming off a little bit here, like that. We're going to put a bevel there. Alright, always put a bevel on your corners. That provides for a stronger corner and also less likely to damage the furniture. Or, you know, if you put it not flat down on the table, but you put it down slightly at an angle, if it's got a bevel there on the corner, it isn't going to dig a groove into your nice table top. Okay, let's just check him now. How's that looking? Yeah, I mean, okay, I could take more off, but you know, it's not supposed to be like this form is not supposed to be like a ballerina, you know, doing a pirouette or whatever. So, you know, we want some width there, which gives sturdiness and a sense of being rooted on the table. It's not going to be tipping up at all, you see. That's what we want. Okay, so that's basically we've addressed the base. I'm now going to cast my eye over the pot just to see if there are any nasty little nicks where my fingernail may have just caused a groove or an abrasion. Alright, so you're gonna eyeball it now and make sure that there are no, if there are any little nicks or wounds or abrasions, you're going to address them now and just smooth them over, sponge it, rub it, whatever, get rid of it. Okay? Right. So that's the base. Okay, what we're going to have to do now is trim the lid. Again, we're going to just lightly, with a wetted finger, just tap it like that a few times and then like that. Okay? Again, around there. Give it a quick cursory feel through here just to get a sense of the amount of material there is there, and also the shape that we have here, because we've got to reproduce the shape that's on the inside on the outside. Alright? So down he goes. Tap center. Stop the wheel. Apply some downward pressure carefully. And that should stick him down. It should indeed. So what we're going to do is we're going to, in this clip, just, I'm probably not going to actually get around to putting on the knob on the top of the lid, or the lugs, but we'll do that in the next clip. There's no point in trying to do this in a rush, because there's things here that I wanted to show you. Right, again, same posture. Okay, now it doesn't matter in this case, let's say, oh, but Simon, you didn't check to see whether it was raised in the middle. Well, it doesn't actually matter, does it, in this case, because this is not something that we're going to trim that anyway. So we don't need to worry about that. Okay, but we're going to brace here and across. Alright? We're going to start paring away the clay. Let's bring the camera down here for a little detail. We like to see that clay spiraling off, don't we? You know, when I left school, I didn't go into pottery. I went into engineering, and I did an apprenticeship when I was like 17, and I worked in England in a helicopter factory where I was where I did my apprenticeship training, and I was working there. I was working a metal lathe actually. I was turning then, even back then I was turning, but I was turning a different medium and on a different axis, not the vertical, but on the horizontal. Anyway, Yeah, I remember when I'd be working away at the lathe, not the wheel, the lathe, and hey Sheena, what's going on? And this metal coming off in spirals, you know. We used to call it swarf, and then we'd have a little pipe that where the tool was in contact with the metal, the coolant was cooling the edge of the tool. I remember this swarf would come off. You had to be very careful with it. You could cut yourself with it. You know. So we have a visitor. Shino has arrived. Hey Shino, what's up? What do you want? Want to come and drink my wheel water again? Is that it? Yeah? Want to drink my wheel water? No. Yeah, Shino's got a habit of coming up here and drinking my wheel water. So anyway, well let's make some swarf, shall we? Clay swarf. Okay, so I'm trimming away where it's obviously the wrong shape, the contour here, concentrating on getting that down there, removing that material just there. And this is where having a mirror can be helpful, because I can see the profile. The profile, that's the word I was looking for. Okay, so having removed some material, remember I said what we want to try to do is follow the inside form on the outside. Alright, well what I want to do now is check to see. Okay, well this is actually quite stuck down, alright? So how are you going to get that off the wheel? Well, the way to get it off the wheel is to put your hands on it like that, and with the heels of your palms, okay, here and here, you're going to apply pressure like that, you see? And you have managed to, I've managed to. So, just giving this a feel, and also just having a squint at it sideways, just to see the form across there. And I'm getting the feeling I can just remove a little more there, so we're just going to wet him again, put him down. I'm going to tap center him back to center. Like that. Apply some pressure, and I'm gonna, this is the area where I feel I want to just remove a bit more, just to okay. Now, in readiness and preparation for the putting on of a knob, I'm going to use my trim tool. While I'm here, I'm going to use the corner of the tool, and I'm going to just cut in a spiral, okay, there, like that. Alright, that will be to key the knob. And while I'm here, I'm just going to take on the end of my finger, a little water, put a little water there, which is going to soften that area and get it ready in preparation for the soft lump of clay, which I'm going to throw into a knob, which will sit there. Okay, we're going to pull back the camera now. So there we have it so far. There we have it so far. That's the preparatory work that we need to do to get this ready for lugging and knobbing. Okay, base is dressed, thumbed off, trimmed, skimmed a little bit, as much as we need to do. We don't need to do any more though. Okay folks, so that's it. Join me for the rest of this. Please visit my website, simonleachpottery.com, and yeah, we're just going to continue pottering around. See ya. Keep practicing. That's the way. Keep practicing.